Now, if we're being honest, everybody who plays basketball wants to play Division I basketball. Even if they don't even know that's what it's called, is Division I basketball. They know that these people are on TV, they're celebrated, they're on one shining moment. I want to do that. I want to make my family proud. I want to go out there and do that. I'm no exception. I was the same person. I wanted to play for the University of Kentucky for Coach Smith at the time. And I wasn't good enough to do that. I was not good enough to play for the Wildcats. I wasn't good enough to play on their practice squad. You know why I know that? Because we played against them at the Division II school I played at Ouachita Baptist University. We played against them at the Rupp Arena in Lexington. We played against them, and they drilled us. We held our own the first half, but they finished the job on the second half. But ask me if I wish I would have won Division I, and the answer is absolutely not. Absolutely not. I did what was the best move for me. And I was more focused on the best fit for me. And I had a ball playing junior college and playing at a Division II school. I was very fortunate because, I walked on my first year, redshirted, and then every year after that I got my stuff paid for, and I really enjoyed it. But you know what? I would have enjoyed it even if I didn't get my stuff paid for, even if I didn't get my education paid for, even if I wasn't on scholarship, I still would have enjoyed it because looking at my rap sheet, I wasn't supposed to go to college in the first place, okay? So if I were to give you any type of advice, is you are shortchanging yourself if you're just thinking that Division I is going to be the answer to all your basketball prayers, okay? You really have to figure out what that looks like for you, okay? So I have a friend that played at a top 10 program in the country, played for a Hall of Fame coach. Her starting five, not only did her starting five go to the WNBA after the season, starting seven, so 5 and 2 off the bench, went to the WNBA. And this girl that I grew up with, she did not. She didn't go to the WNBA. In fact, she didn't get any playing time at a Division I school. But she stuck it out the entire time. Now she's a coach in a major program, and what she learned from being a player in practice setting and being around this Hall of Fame coaches she had when she was in college, now she's able to apply that as a major Division I coach at a major program in the country now. So some would say that's a waste of time, though. She never got to play, right? She never actually got to play. She was phenomenal in high school, but she never really played in college. She was one of those players that only got on the floor when they were doing halftime, doing warm-ups, when they're exiting the doggone floor. That's it. Is that worth you being able to say you went Division I? These are questions I can't answer because it's for each person. For me, that's not important enough for me to say I went to Division I. I'd rather play. I'd rather get out there and be able to not only compete in practice, but also compete when it's game time as well. I want that. And if that's at a Division II, then I'll take Division II. If that's at a Division III, I'll take Division III. If that's at an NAIA, I would rather do that. But I wouldn't want to just be on the practice squad for a major Division I program. And that's no knock against her because she's going to be a phenomenal coach. She has a great network, and she has a great network now because she went to that major Division I school and she stuck it out. She's probably smarter as a basketball player. IQ is probably a lot higher. But that's something that you have to figure out yourself. You got to figure out how bad am I willing to be at Division I, right? So you got to say it two different ways. You say it one way as far as how much work am I willing to put into it to get there. And number two, is going D1 predicated on me actually playing? Do I have to play to go Division I? Can I be a practice player? Do I just want to be there? That's the question. And listen, if you're anything like how I was coming out of junior college, coming out of high school about Division I, one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to go is because I felt like it gave me the better chance to make it to the NBA. That was my mindset. So I understand if you have that mindset. What I will say to you is this. If you are NBA talent, if you are NBA ready, if you are good enough to play professional, you're going to have those opportunities. I mean, just think about it. How many people do you know that came out of South Carolina that went to the NBA? Without a Google search, just think about it right now. Like how many, now whatever that number is, think about how many actually came out of Spartanburg. Did Spartanburg even ring a bell? That's where Zion Williamson came from. Spartanburg, all right? No one knew anything about Spartanburg before he came out of there. Nobody was talking about them at all. No one was talking about that as being a hotbed of talent or basketball. But for some way, somehow, they was able to find Zion Williamson. And you would say, well, some people would say, well, yeah, if I was jumping out of the gym like that, they'd find me as well. And that's true. But they were talking about him before he was jumping out of the gym. He was already doing well before he was doing the electrifying dunks. So what I'm telling you is this. You going to the NBA is not predicated off of if you just go Division One. If you're good enough, then you'll have those opportunities as well. I can name some Division III guys that went on to the NBA. I can name some junior college guys that didn't even go to a 4-year school and then went to the NBA, right? Because those guys were talented enough, they worked hard enough, the right doors opened enough, the right opportunity worked out for them enough that they had a situation for them. I want you to get rid of this mindset of just I need to go Division One. Because I feel like if you have that mindset, much like I did when I was in high school, first of all, it's going to be a letdown for you if you don't make it. But number two, I'm afraid that you're going to leave some opportunities on the table that would have been good opportunities for you. But because you didn't see a commercial of it as far as the school, you didn't see it on one shining moment in March Madness, you feel like it's not worth your time. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of schools out there at all levels. Division 1, 2, 3, NAIA, JUCO. If you have the opportunity to go out there and measure up and you can get a jersey on and you can actually enjoy it, whether it's paid for or not, just you being able to have the opportunity, I say jump on it. And I wouldn't be hung up on anything as far as Division 1, Division 2. None of that stuff matters. The whole process reminds me of when you come out of high school and you're so ready, you're so geeked to get in college, and you only want to go to the colleges that you've heard about, right? The state schools, the University of Tennessee's, the UCLA's, the University of Texas, or whatever. The ones you've seen on TV, the big fancy schools you've heard so much about, you only want to go there. But then your mom or dad sits you down and say, you know what? It's going to be more efficient for you financially if you take these community college classes. And they tell you that, you look at those classes with disgust. You're like, oh my, I would know. This is not what the movie said. This is not what the commercial said. This is not how everybody was hyping up. Nobody makes movies about going to a junior college or a community college. This feels like the 13th grade. Why would I go to this community college? I want to go to the big time. I want to go to the big schools I've seen off TV. What your parents, coaches, advisors know that you may not be aware of is going to those community colleges are less expensive. And you can transfer those classes over once you go to a 4-year school. But I bring all of that up to just say this. When it's all said and done, when you get that degree, no one cares that you have 13 credit hours from Salt Lake Community College. All they care about is, do you have enough credit hours to actually graduate? And it's the same thing with playing Division I sports or Division II sports or whatever level you play. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when you get your degree, people are going to look back and you're going to say, man, did I get the opportunity to play college sports or not? You're not going to be hung up on if it's Division II, Division III, or anything like that.